it's been quite controversial, hasn't it? Some of the responses from the government, some people have said that the government hasn't actually been fast enough to act. Do you think they've got it right now? Do you think that Michael Gove, what he was basically saying in Parliament today, is that he's going to try and push this pressure back to the builders, which is fine, but some of these builders don't even exist anymore. Those companies are not even there.
Yeah, and I think that's the problem. This is definitely a move in the right direction in comparison to the plan that was put forward by the previous Housing Minister, Robert Jenrick, last year. So, yes, there is a long way to go, but I do think that at the moment, to make developers responsible for the cladding issues is absolutely the right way forward. What needs to be shown is where this money is coming from. There is no new government money coming forward, so it won't compensate people for waking watches, as you just mentioned, which, you know, they have spent tens of thousands of pounds, these leaseholders, and had night watches going on around the clock. But it also will not look at internal non-cladding issues such as fire breaks and defective insulation. Now, those things do need to be looked at when you're looking at a block of flats. If that fire gets in at any point, it's going to just race through the internal structure of the building without those things being rectified.
Indeed. Austin?
Well, yeah, obviously it's very welcome that the one party which has not been responsible for this problem is now maybe not going to have to pay for it. So that's good. But I think that there's two things. One is that there's been a Grenfell inquiry now for 5 years plus, and it hasn't come up with the result yet. And yet Gove is now saying that the developers have to pay. It's been an inquiry to work out whether developers are responsible, because there's the architects, there's the manufacturers, there's the suppliers. Why is it the developers? And you find out that a lot of the main contractors have been putting money aside ready for this situation as an insurance policy, thereby not building new social housing, which is what they had planned on their books. So there's these terrible unintended consequences which have occurred. And the second thing, I think, is that the fire risk of Grenfell happening prior to or post is very, very low.